So the question asked is, when is my child going to drop down to no naps a day? Now this is probably the trickiest nap transition for the pure fact that there's quite a wide range. We often see some 2.5-year-olds quite happily going without a day nap entirely, and then we see some 3.5-year-olds that are still taking that day nap. I think the most important thing to remember is that when your child is at the age where they're capable of not going anymore with a nap, it's not to say that every single day they're not going to nap, because they might do 3-4 days in a row where they forego the nap entirely and you have no issues, and then on day 5 you found that they've passed out in the car while you're driving somewhere. And that's quite normal. What often happens is they're building up sleep pressure, and then one day their body's just like, okay, we need the rest now, and then they'll have a nap. How you'll know your child is probably ready to drop their naps entirely is either bedtime starts becoming a huge battle and it starts getting really late. So they're taking a 2-hour nap during the day. Then at night time, you're only able to get them into bed at like 8:30, 9 o'clock at night because they're just full of energy. So they're really fighting that bedtime. Another thing is really early morning. So maybe they go down quite easily, but either you have very disrupted nights, so they wake up and they're being difficult throughout the night where usually they were sleeping through, or they're up 5 o'clock in the morning ready to start their day with all the energy in the world. So that's another sign. Or you just can't get them down to nap. They just lie there and everyone else is napping and they're just looking around. They're taking a really long time to fall asleep. So those are often some signs. Then what you want to do is you want to then eliminate that nap and then pull bedtime slightly earlier. And that will then help. So pull bedtime an extra half hour earlier, especially during that transition phase. Then often what we sometimes see is that over weekends they don't nap when they're with the parents, but then at school they still do nap. Now, if the school is enforcing a nap, what you can always do from your side is ask them just to minimize it. Tell them, don't let my child sleep for more than 45 minutes to an hour, because then bedtime is a big mess for us at home. So that's something that you can really easily ask of the school, and it's not asking too much in my opinion. And then anticipating the odd day where they do still have what I call like a power nap to catch up on a little bit of sleep. And when they do, often it happens at an inconvenient time. So let's say 2 o'clock in the afternoon while you're driving somewhere. Now, if you leave your child to nap at 2 o'clock in the afternoon for as long as they want, you're never going to get them to bed that night. I promise you, it's going to be a disaster. So what you do is, if you find them falling asleep in the car, or they pass out on the couch, or they pass out, my daughter's passed out at the little table that we have for them when they eat their breakfast. She found her passed out asleep on that little table. Is allow them 30 to 40 minutes max, and then go and wake them up so that your bedtime isn't an absolute disaster. But if you have a 4-year-old and they're still taking a day nap of an hour and your bedtime isn't an issue, they're not waking up super early in the morning and their nighttime sleep is great, it's not to say that you have to forego that nap. So if your situation or your routine is working for you, don't feel that you have to eliminate that nap if it's still working, but choose to eliminate that nap once things start falling apart and you start realizing, okay, sleep is becoming a problem again.